This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're dealing with a GE or Frigidaire gas dryer, and it won't start. We press the start button, nothing happens, and this is because the belt has broken. So this is the model number, or I'm sorry, the part number for the new belt, and they're fairly inexpensive and actually pretty easy to put in. So you just got to order up a new belt, maybe from Amazon. Next we'll unplug the dryer or turn off the breaker. Then we're going to use a paint scraper to push in on these two clips. They're about a couple inches in from the right side and a couple inches in from the left side. Press in, and that'll allow us to pop the top up. It's really nice that the top is hinged, so you can just lean it back, and it gives you access to all the parts you need to get to. So we're going to undo this electrical connector. We're going to press in on these two tabs on the side and then pull this electrical connector apart. Got it. And then we just have to remove a couple of screws that are holding the front panel on. One here on the left, Phillips head screw. One on the right, Phillips head screw. And pretty easy to get in there with your Phillips head screwdriver. Zip those out. And there's a couple of clips holding in the front panel. They're just spring loaded. They'll let go as soon as you start pulling. You have to pull pretty hard though. So you grab it and pull the front panel towards you, and it'll just pop loose. There we go. There's a couple clips at the bottom that are holding it, so you just, one on the left here, one on the right. We just have to lift this up to pull them off the clips. Really easy. So get that out of the way, and now we can pull the old belt out and take the new belt. Just put the front panel off to the side. Put the new belt in over the tumbler. So you just got to fit it over the tumbler. I like to lift it up a little bit. You have to lift up the tumbler a little bit too with your front hand to get it back. And I like to line up the belt with the old mark on the tumbler. It kind of leaves a mark there, so it's easy to figure out where the old belt went. And then next we're going to reach in underneath the tumbler with our right and left hand so we can grab a hold of this thing called the idler. It's spring-loaded. We're going to pull the idler to our left, so we're actually working it from the front of the machine. The camera's looking at this from the back of the machine, but pulling it to our left, you can feel the spring tension. And with your other hand, you push down on the belt and you feed it over the motor pulley. You can't see the motor pulley really well in this shot. We're pushing down with our left hand on the idler pulley, and then our other hand, our right hand, is pushing the belt down over the motor pulley. And then once you get it over there, you can let go with your left hand and it'll be locked in position. The reason the dryer shuts down is this little black switch underneath the idler pulley is a micro switch that tells the machine that the belt has broken and it won't start. The light inside will still go on, but the machine won't make any noise when you press start. They call that a belt switch. So now the belt switch is not active, so the machine will start and will work. So now we're just going to get our hands out of there and we'll grab the tumbler and turn it a few times before we reassemble it. We just have to make sure that the belt will not slip off. So we're doing a couple of full turns with the tumbler, and then once we've got that, it's okay to start reassembling the dryer. Whole procedure shouldn't take that long. Pretty straightforward. And next thing we're going to do is just put the front panel back on. So we push it down on its clips again. One on the left, one on the right. Line those up. And then we're going to push the panel back in toward the dryer. And we have to push the wiring harness here on our right side. Push that back in, get that out of the way so it doesn't get pinched. And then we have to grab the tumbler and lift it up a little bit so we can get the front bearing to slip in underneath. And then we can push in the front panel and it'll click in. It has little clips on the side. Here's the one here on the left side. It clicks in And then we can put those two Phillips head screws back in. One on the left, one on the right. So we don't need that many tools for this procedure. We need the paint scraper, we need the new belt, we need the Phillips head screwdriver, and perhaps a flashlight so you can see what you're doing. Pretty easy. So we're reassembling the electrical connector, just tucking that in off to the side. And we have our screws in, and now we can just hinge the top back down. And we can press down on those clips and they'll lock in. And now we're pretty much done. We just need to plug it back in or turn the breaker back on. And we can turn it on and give it a test. So the dryer is working good now, spinning correctly, and we notice that this filter is kind of not sitting down as flat as it should, which can let lint into the cabinet. And we notice that on the little tray in here, there's a bunch of lint caught. So I'm using a long screwdriver. You could use like a coat hanger to just knock this lint off of this little white shelf so that the filter can sit flat, can sit all the way down. And with this style dryer, you just have to do this now and then because the lint will accumulate on that shelf and then it just won't let the filter sit all the way down. So we're just knocking that junk away, and then we can put the filter back in, and now it should sit flat. So that looks great. So that was very successful. This is the model number of the dryer I was working on. It's a General Electric. And that is our procedure. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to the channel when you get a chance. Thanks again.